Hi, everybody. This is Betsy Wurzel, host of Chatting with Betsy on Passionate World Talk Radio Network, where we educate, enlighten, and entertain. And I have to say this disclaimer. The opinions of the guests may not represent those of the station or of the host. I am very excited today to have with me two gentlemen I just met, actually last night on their show. But I met Donny through a podcast group. I can't remember which one, but I want to welcome Donny, Dobson, and Kevin Knott, who are hosts of Whatever Talk podcast. Welcome, Donny. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you.
How you
Thanks
doing?
for having me.
How you doing? I have never been introduced like that ever.
Don't keep thinking with
Is that a good thing?
Actually, I've never been introduced.
Oh,
I mean,
well, yeah.
She didn't call you spectacular or anything.
Nah. But that was an awesome introduction right there.
Oh, thank you. I love your show, and I want to tell you that my son, Joshua, he likes your show. I just want to tell the audience that, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but your show is for the more mature audience. How old would you say? Late teens?
Yes,
maybe
it
late
is.
teens, maybe teenage, you know.
It is. Yes. I would say so.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You have those raunchy little ones that you know that might want to listen.
Right.
That slipped through over their friend's house.
Right, because me and him, when we were young, we were watching things like Eddie Murphy Delirious. We were way too young to watch stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I used to do that with Dark Shadows because my younger brother was getting nightmares, so I wasn't allowed to watch it, so I would go over my friend's house to watch it. So,
exactly.
so I know how that goes. What I like about your show, and I want to tell the audience, you know, it's great for podcasters. And before I went on Passion World Talk Radio almost 3 years ago, I never knew what a podcast was. And I'm just like amazed at how many podcasts there are out there. Yeah. What I like about your show, and it reminds me of the old time shows from the 70s and the comedians, that you are bringing social issues, but with a twist of humor. And you're making people realize things, but you're doing it in a humorous way. But and I get it. I get what you guys are trying to do. How did you start? How did you come up with Whatever Talk, and how did you start it between the two of you? Because I know you two were friends from a very long time.
Yes. Donny?
Yeah. Yep. I knew you were going to take it to me. Pass it to me. Well, we've been friends since the third grade and been practically inseparable ever since then. And became best friends. And I got sucked into the podcast world through this other podcast I was on, and I started to like it. So I was like, hey, I got something to say too. So I talked it over with Kev here and another friend of mine, Terrence, and we did a couple of, what you call those, pilots?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can call it pilots.
Yeah, so we did a couple of those before we even sent any out, but none never got released until, well, I want to say maybe a year or two later. But then we were on, Kev had left by that time. We went to North Carolina. Where you've been gone, right?
Yeah, I've been here for a while, more than a decade, but I'm always going back home every year, though. So that's why it probably seems like I hadn't been gone too long.
Okay. So, yeah, so that's pretty much how I got started. And it wasn't set up to be this, how you described it, to be political and making fun of it. Because
it kind of got to, like, on its own.
Yeah, it kind of got there on its own, subconsciously, because we make fun of reality. That's we call it.
We make fun of everything. So
yeah, everything.
Right.
Yeah, everything. Nothing's exempt from being made fun of on whatever talk. Like, you ugly, we're gonna say you ugly, but it's all good with us because we cool with ugly people.
We ugly too sometimes.
Exactly. We ugly too sometimes.
I love that you guys, you talk about the taboo or what people think are taboo, and
right.
you just make light of it. It reminds me of the Wayans brothers of In Living Color.
Right.
For those of you who are certain age, well, watch that.
Yes.
And there's also like the old time Smothers Brothers. I'm going way back old school.
And
the baby boomers.
The Wayans brothers actually had skits on the Smothers Brothers.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Keenan
yeah,
and
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they
whatever
did.
Talk to be educational too. Whatever talk is educational as well.
Yes.
Exactly.
We advocate
reading
all the time, like almost every episode. Like, man, people read. We gotta read. Like,
right.
You gotta read, people. Like, we advocate reading, but we also advocate speaking without fear. Like, you're gonna get ridiculed, and people are not gonna like you for just by you saying hi. So speak without fear. They're not gonna like anything you say. So.
That's
right.
Right. I mean, I feel personally, like with my own show, I mean, I would love for people to like my show, obviously, but I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay, because not everybody's my cup of tea either.
Exactly.
Yep, I hate everybody equally.
There you go.
There you go. I get to coughing when I laugh.
Choking her up.
Exactly.
That's so funny.
It's a certain nationality that I'm inherently dislike more so than other people, but generally everybody is hated equally.
Yes, that's true. That's what I like about your show. You bring out racism, but in a way to make it, to bring comedy to it, but maybe you don't mean to, but you do. Like, people, I think personally that when people say you people, when they're talking to a group of certain people, but they don't think they're racist, but they are sounding racist, but they don't think they are.
But exactly. So, yes, basically, I like to say that we say the things that people think but are afraid to say.
Yes.
That's whatever talk. Like, so yeah, we make fun of that as well, because people, like, especially like right now in today's age, you say any old thing and they're crying, or you're insensitive, or that's not right. And it's like, just a few years ago we were saying that and everybody were okay with it. Like, we literally make fun of our imperfections all the time, but now that we're saying it outside of the area that we're supposed to say those, make fun of those imperfections, it's the wrong thing to say. We only supposed to make fun of imperfections in the comedy area, like stand-up comedy and stuff like that. But outside of that, or you're insensitive, you're a mean person. And like, that don't even make sense, even though I said it out loud.
Right.
We're living in very sensitive times.
Yes, people are very sensitive. I actually heard on the news, I think it was yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday. The Muppets. The Muppets came out when, in the 70s, I think? I used to watch the Muppets. But I was in my...
I watched the Muppets.
Yeah, I was in my late teens, early 20s, and now they're having a disclaimer. I think it's the Disney Channel that's going to run their shows, but they're going to have a disclaimer that certain ethnic people or may not be shown in the proper way. Johnny Cash is going to be singing, and he has a Confederate flag in front of him or on stage with him. It's not representing that company. So, and it's just gotten so crazy. I told you guys last week when I was watching the Dean Martin roast that they had a disclaimer, because this was back in the 70s where people said whatever, or maybe even late 60s, and they had a disclaimer that this does not represent, this was taken at the cultural time, that it was not wrong, but people just said.
I do know that Miss Piggy can get a little raunchy, so,
Yeah.
I agree. I think I agree with the disclaimer.
Yeah, she's a bit unstable.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Women are unstable, right?
I'm glad you admitted to that. It takes a big woman to admit to that. I appreciate that.
Well, I don't. You know what? This isn't. Not that we're unstable. I think it's, and this is my opinion, folks, not the stations. This is my opinion. I think it's the women's hormones that drive us crazy. I really do.
The hormones. It's the women's hormones that drive us crazy.
Yeah.
See, I was going to say, I'm thinking you failing to own up. You're failing to take ownership here.
Yes.
Hormones make us crazy, like Cav said. Hormones make us crazy, like Cav said.
Yes.
Y'all just born.
I used to. I will admit that during those times of the month where I was really not a nice person, I was like Jekyll and Hyde, as you would call it, and I would, and I tell my husband, well, you don't know what it's like to have your hormones go crazy and you're swelling up, and he goes, yeah, but we have to live with you. You don't know what it's like to put up with you.
Exactly.
How dare you have the audacity to say that to me? I live with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like I say taboo things that people think, especially about caregiving, but are afraid to say. So I can get that, people, they would say to me, Betsy, you're saying what I'm thinking, but I won't say it because then they're afraid of getting judged.
Right.
And
that's hilarious to me. People are afraid of being judged. Like people actually believe in this zone that they call judge-free. Like, there's no zone that's not judge-free. You think the people in the zone, in the judge-free zone, is not judging you right now? Yes, they are. We judge on a daily basis about everything.
As soon as we wake up, we're being judged.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. We're being judged on the way that we're sleeping right now.
and guess who the first person is who judges us when we wake up and look in the mirror?
Ourselves.
You.
Yep.
You do. You do.
Yep.
See, but that's the funny thing about it. It's like we're talking about this now. We bring it up to Taboo. I feel like Taboo, in order for us to defeat Taboo, it has to be conversation about it. We have to bring awareness to it. And the only way to bring awareness. Say it again.
Like for us to actual combat the taboo, we have to make it not taboo.
Yeah,
exactly.
We have to bring awareness to the taboo, and then the way that you bring awareness to it is talking about it. And the more you talk about it, the more it becomes aware, and it wouldn't be taboo anymore. You know, so
exactly right.
But by you being afraid, waiting for Me Too to happen to somebody else so you can say Me Too too, then by you not talking about it, you probably could have prevented that Me Too before you.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I know that sounds
I
like
agree.
a lot. I know that sounds like I'm becoming a real Jesse Jackson over here.
There's, we have to talk about the uncomfortable until we're comfortable talking about it.
Exactly. Right.
You know, a lot of people go ahead, Donny.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying if things become more comfortable, that'll help prevent things that'll help prevent things from happening to our kids because they will become more comfortable. Because kids, for some reason, they don't come to us, even though we say, hey, you can come to us about anything. They feel like their friends still have to get it first, even though their friend, if you ask your friend for help, who are they going to ask? Their parents, because neither one of y'all can do anything right now.
Right.
So why not come to the one that you claim that you can't talk to for some reason?
Exactly.
So making the taboo, bringing awareness to it, you have to. It is. I believe it'll help solve a lot of this. I would say unnecessary hate. I would say unnecessary hate, but it's like, it is unnecessary. It'll stop all this unnecessary hate that we have in the world if we just if we was bring more aware to everything.
And just accept people for who they are.
Exactly.
And what it is that they do.
Yeah. If you were aware that black folks were not the boogie monster, you wouldn't be afraid of us.
Right. Right. And people.
That boogie monster is imaginary, by the way. I forgot to say that. You made up that imaginary boogie monster, and you believe the thing that you made up.
Right. People make up myths and say things about different ethnic people that are not true. But people believe that because they've been taught that over and over and over again. So, I understand that. I'd like to know, are you put the show out yourself? Where can people hear you? Where can they hear Whatever Talk?
I did a lot of talking, Kev, but I feel bad.
Oh, no. Well, I felt like we were all engaged in that.
Okay.
Well, go ahead. This is about the platform and stuff, so I'll let you do that.
Okay. Well, we're on Anchor, anchor.fm. So you can download the Anchor app, type in Whatever Talk. You should find us, or you could Google us. I believe it's the first one that Google's put up there, or it could be in my head, or it could be just my computer.
Pretty much when you put in whatever. Yeah, I think when you put in Whatever Talk, I was just the first one that pops up.
Oh, cool. Because I thought my computer my computer was just boosting my morale because it knows my feelings.
Right, you thought it was a Donny computer.
I saw you on a few different podcasts. When I Googled Whatever Talk, of course, no.
Yeah, we do have.
I can't think of the names of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Did you tell me one?
Whatever Talk. Those are on Anchor as well, the audio versions, but the spin-offs are visual, so they're on YouTube, and when they are Whatever Talk Gaming, Whatever Talk Anime, Whatever Talking to Myself, self-explanatory, and Whatever Talk Top 5, and I believe there's another Whatever Talk out there, but I'm not sure.
How about Facebook, Donny and Kevin?
Yes, we're on Facebook too.
You're on Facebook.
We're on Facebook as well. Whatever Talk Podcast is the group, and Whatever Talk is like the like page. Is all the shows that. Have we
recently been pulled from anywhere?
Pulled? You talking about taken down?
Right, because I know we're on iHeart, right?
Yeah, we on iHeart. Oh, we on the numerous as far as audio wise. Yeah, we on everywhere.
That's what she's saying. She's saying where can they listen to us at?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about the spinoff. iHeartRadio, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Spotify.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're
I'm like, he's leaving off a whole everything.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff I ain't never even heard of. Breaker, I ain't never heard. It's a bunch of stuff. Like about every 3 weeks, I get an email saying, "Hey, you're picked up here now. You're picked up there." So we're a little bit everywhere.
Okay.
We're like everywhere.
Okay, and have you ever gotten a negative response to your show? Someone saying, like you're going too far, you're going, we don't agree.
I have. We don't get too many comments, but I haven't got one yet that said anything negative. In fact, I hear a lot of them.
But we welcome them.
We welcome all of them. The last few we got was, and I haven't been reading them out. They keep going to my different pages, group pages. It's kind of hard to collect them all. But I love your show. Your show is like reality, but funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's another one we got. Your show makes me laugh a lot. Your show is very funny. I went on a couple of guest spots. They asked me was I a comedian. I'm like, no. I'm confident that I am funny, but not a comedian. So yeah.
You would never not know that, Donny. I think you're just natural.
You are a comedian, sir.
Okay. Well, I believe
you might not be a stand-up. You haven't done stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of comedians.
Yeah,
but you're funny. Yeah.
I'm not official, I guess, as they would say.
Now, if you want to make it official, make it official. What you waiting on, the white man?
Oh, no. I'm waiting for somebody to let me in the freaking door. Remember Rona.
You man. You don't become a comedian when you step in the door. You there now.
Nobody's opening the door for nobody out here.
I know they don't care about it now.
Hey, look,
Donny, you have to do your.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You have to do your own thing. Go on YouTube and do a comedy skit. I think you're just a natural comedian.
We have so many ideas like you. We have a lot of ideas. We have a lot of things that's in the making. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
okay.
We do have a lot of things in the making. We got scripts. We got scripts for skits. I got scripts for a slight. What is it called? A short film? I was about to say a slight film. A short film. What's a slight film?
That's your new thing.
Yeah. So the issue with me, I got an issue with actually putting it down on paper, like writing it down. But while I'm at work, I'll email myself another line so I can put it down on paper. So I may have jotted it down, or I just don't got it in script form.
Oh, okay. And since we're near the end of the show, where can people get in touch with you, Kevin, if you want them to? And Donny.
They can get in touch with with me directly, like on Facebook. It's my whole name, Kevin Knott, Knott. And right now, I would just say Facebook, and I don't want to give out my number or nothing. But
no, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. You don't want no crazies calling. That's fine.
Exactly.
I understand that. How about you, Donnie?
Well, I ain't gonna give out my government, Cav. They know where you at now. They target the eagle eye.
Well, the only reason I said my government is because she said both of our governments at the beginning, so I figured it was already out the bat.
Well, Donnie ain't my government. Donnie Nick is a nickname. I'm cool. I ain't nigga had Donnie. No, but there's Facebook as well. Donathan. That's why I give Donnie, because nobody knows how to find Donathan. Donathan Dobson, Facebook, or mainly just go to the Facebook group, whatever talk podcast, because
that would be the best way to find both of us.
Both of us. I don't really post up anything personal. It's just not pertaining to the show, because I don't care about people knowing about my personal life unless you ask me a question. But so about 95% of the stuff is pertaining to the show. So whatever talk podcast on Facebook is the best way.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kevin Knott. Thank you, Donnie Dobson, host of Whatever Talk. Thank you for coming on Chatting with Betsy, folks. I was on their show yesterday. And I belong to their group. And I think it's great when podcasters, get together, cross-promote, because we help each other reach a wider audience. So check out Whatever Talk. Go on their page, and you will see. Please, yes, do it. And then, again, it's for mature audiences. And, it's not Kevin and Donnie's problem if you get offended, because that's what the show is, Whatever Talk. And I love the song. I love the song, and the opening was the Get Over It. We're talking.
The disclaimer.
Yeah. The disclaimer, yeah.
We say
I love that.
It's rare when you get a sorry in the actual show, because we say our disclaimer, sorry in the disclaimer, but get over it. So
yes.
You're not going to get a sorry out of us in the show, because we already said that you was going to get offended.
Yeah. I love that. I laugh every time I hear it, because it just cracks me up. But thanks, Donnie. Thanks, Kevin, for coming on Chatting with Betsy. Folks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us come on.
You're welcome. I encourage everyone to go on their page, check out their show, go on Spreaker, Google it. I Googled it, Whatever Talk, and you will see all the different places where Whatever Talk is, and listen to the shows. My son loved it. He was hysterical.
Was it the first one that Google popped up when you Googled it?
When I Googled it, I did sing Anchor, and the one, I forgot the name, it began with the P, podcast.
But
something.
It was the first result that they gave you when you Googled it.
I think it was the one with the P, podcaster.
Okay, cool. So
something with podcaster in it.
I just want to make sure
you were
my
on
computer is not playing on my feelings.
Well,
no, you were on a lot.
The podcast name itself. When you put Whatever Talk in, does our Whatever Talk come up first, or is it another?
No, Whatever Talk, when I Googled it, it came up, and it had all the different places.
Where you can listen to us?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's at the top there. So sweet. Thanks, Google.
So, yeah, so you are definitely on Google. I know sometimes I think it's funny when I Google myself. I'm like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, you ain't the only one, Betsy. You ain't the only one. Everybody out there Googling themselves and mad because they ain't get caught yet, so they want to make everybody else feel bad for doing it.
Well, I said one day, let me Google myself, and I was really shocked. I was really shocked at what they had on me. So, like Big Brother is watching. You never know who's watching and who's listening. That's for sure.
We know who's watching. We know Trump's still listening too.
Oh, sure, right.
He waiting for the next. He waiting for the next mission.
He's waiting for the
next storm.
But thank you.
In the sequel.
That was like, you know what? Speaking of that, my almost 91-year-old mother, who would put a bar of soap in my mouth if I said a bad word, was cursing. She was cursing the mayonnaise. My 91-year-old mother. I can't even repeat it because we don't curse on the station, but I could not believe what my mother was saying. I was hysterical. It was really funny.
Trump bring out the bad in everybody.
Yeah. It was funny. But thank you, Kevin and Donnie, and lots of luck to you and best wishes to your further success. And when I see you guys on TV, you're welcome. I could say I interviewed them when you make it famous and you're on your TV show.
It feels honored to be compared to the Wayans brothers. Like, that's awesome. Right. Maybe I am funny.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think you are.
I'm gonna reach out to them and say, hey, I was compared to y'all. Y'all gotta put me on.
There you go. You never know, right? And I want to thank Jeannie White, station manager, Passion World Talk Radio Network, for producing the show, writing the blog. Please read the blog because it will have information of how you can reach our guests and listen to their Whatever Talk podcast show. I want to thank Lillian Caldwell, CEO of Passion World Talk Radio Network, for having this show. And folks, in a world where you could be anything, please be kind. Till we chat again, this is Betsy Wurzel, host of Chatting with Betsy on Passionate World Talk Radio Network. Bye-bye now.